Ladies and gentlemen, I need you all to sit up and listen to me right now. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing. I'm here to tell you the truth about why most people never make it. It ain't talent, it ain't luck, it ain't about who you know. It's about discipline. Discipline. And I promise you, if you can master discipline, life will have no choice but to reward you. Now, I know a lot of you out there think motivation is going to get you through. Oh, I'm inspired today. I feel good. Discipline keeps you moving when you're tired. Discipline keeps you moving when nobody's clapping for you. Discipline keeps you moving when the world is telling you to quit. You see, people want results, but they don't want the work. They want the win without the grind. They want the glory, but they don't want the sacrifice. And let me tell you something. There ain't no shortcut. None. The people you look at and admire, they didn't get there by hoping. They didn't get there by feeling sorry for themselves. They got there because every day they did what they had to do, even when it was uncomfortable, even when they didn't feel like it. Discipline is about showing up, no matter what. It's about making choices that your future self will thank you for. It's about saying no to distractions, no to temptations, no to anything that doesn't serve your growth. And I know that's hard, y'all. It's uncomfortable, but growth ain't supposed to feel easy. And success, it ain't gonna knock on your door. You gotta go chase it, and you gotta chase it disciplined. And here's the thing most people don't get. Discipline isn't punishment. Discipline is freedom. Freedom from chaos, freedom from regret, freedom from wishing your life was different. Because when you're disciplined, you control your life, not the world, not the morals, not the noise, not the haters. You control your destiny. Let me tell you something else. Discipline builds confidence. When you say what you mean and do what you say, when you follow through on promises to yourself, you start trusting yourself. And when you trust yourself, nothing in this world can shake you. Not people doubting you, not setbacks, not failures. Because you know this. You got you. Now, I want y'all to look around. Look at the person next to you. And listen carefully. I don't care who you are, where you came from, or what mistakes you've made. If you start today, if you commit to discipline, you can change your life. You can wake up early, you can study more, you can grind harder, you can improve every day, and guess what? The results will come. The results are inevitable because discipline is non-negotiable. It doesn't fail. It doesn't quit. It doesn't take a day off. So here's what I want you to do. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for inspiration. Stop hoping somebody's going to hand you your dream. Step up. Be disciplined. Show up every day. Work when nobody's watching. Sacrifice today so your tomorrow is unstoppable. And I promise you this, when you stick to discipline, success don't even have a choice. It's going to find you. Ladies and gentlemen, stand up if you hear me. Discipline is your weapon. Discipline is your ticket. Discipline is your power. And if you use it every single day, your life, it will never be the same again. Discipline is the foundation upon which every lasting success is built. And without it, even the most talented and ambitious people struggle to achieve their goals. Talent can open doors. Ideas can spark inspiration. And luck can create opportunity. But none of these factors are enough to carry someone to true accomplishment without the backbone of discipline holding everything together. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who actually achieve. It is the quiet, consistent force that moves people forward day after day, regardless of circumstances, mood, or outside recognition. At its core, discipline is about doing what must be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It is the ability to follow through on commitments, to show up and put in the work consistently, and to prioritize long-term benefits over short-term pleasure. This means waking up early when it is easier to sleep, practicing a skill when it would be more comfortable to rest, and continuing your work even when results are not yet visible. The world rewards persistence, not sporadic effort, and discipline is what allows someone to persist through challenges and setbacks. Discipline also requires structure and self-control. It involves creating routines that guide your daily actions toward your goals, rather than leaving your progress to chance or mood. People who lack discipline often float through their days reacting to whatever feels easiest or most enjoyable in the moment, wasting precious energy and time. In contrast, disciplined individuals have a clear plan and the self-control to stick to it, even when distractions or temptations appear. This ability to focus on what truly matters builds momentum, and momentum is what leads to tangible results over time. Another critical aspect of discipline is consistency. Talent or intelligence alone cannot replace the power of regular, intentional effort. A person who practices a skill for 15 minutes every day will improve more than someone who practices for hours, only sporadic. Consistency fueled by discipline allows progress to accumulate gradually until it reaches a tipping point. This is how mastery is achieved and how ordinary effort becomes extraordinary over time. The disciplined person understands that small, persistent actions are far more powerful than occasional bursts of effort, and they are willing to trust the process even when the results are not immediately apparent. Discipline also develops resilience. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will inevitably arise. Without discipline, these challenges can derail progress, leaving people frustrated or defeated. But disciplined individuals have trained themselves to continue pushing forward regardless of obstacles. They understand that failure or difficulty is not a signal to quit, but an opportunity to strengthen habits and improve strategy. Discipline teaches the mind to stay committed to goals, even when external circumstances are unfavorable, and that internal strength is what ultimately determines success. Furthermore, discipline nurtures self-respect and confidence. When you consistently follow through on your promises to yourself, you build trust in your own ability. This trust translates into confidence that you can handle challenges, make wise decisions, and achieve what you set out to do. Without discipline, confidence becomes fragile because it relies on external validation or sporadic success. With discipline, confidence is steady because it is grounded in evidence of your own consistent effort. Finally, discipline empowers choice. The more disciplined you are, the more control you have over your life. You no longer react impulsively to circumstances or the desires of others. Instead, you intentionally direct your actions toward your vision. Discipline allows you to focus your energy on what truly matters, to prioritize tasks that bring long-term benefit, and to resist distractions that do not serve your goals. This control creates freedom, stability, and direction, and it is the driving force behind every successful life. In short, discipline is the essential foundation for achievement. It transforms talent, effort, and opportunity into results. It teaches resilience, builds confidence, creates consistency, and empowers choice. Without it, potential remains untapped and dreams remain distant. With it, success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Discipline is not a temporary habit or occasional effort. It is a way of life, the invisible engine that drives people to rise above mediocrity and claim the life they are capable of achieving. Motivation is a powerful feeling, but it is fleeting. It comes and goes, often triggered by circumstances, excitement, or inspiration. One day, you wake up energized, ready to tackle your goals. And the next day, you might feel tired, distracted, or discouraged. Relying solely on motivation is like trying to sail a boat using only gusts of wind. Sometimes it moves forward, sometimes it stalls. Discipline, on the other hand, is the engine that keeps you moving consistently, regardless of how you feel in the moment. It is the difference between starting a journey and completing it, between dreaming and achieving. Discipline is about creating habits and routines that carry you forward, even when motivation fades. Motivation may make you want to act, but discipline makes you act whether you feel like it or not. People who rely solely on motivation often start strong, but lose momentum when challenges arise or when enthusiasm wanes. Those who rely on discipline, however, continue moving forward because their actions are not dependent on emotion. They are driven by structure, responsibility, and long-term vision. The problem with motivation is that it is external and temporary. You may feel motivated after watching a video, listening to a speech, or reading an inspiring story, but that feeling quickly diminishes. It cannot carry you through the difficult days when you feel tired, frustrated, or uncertain. Discipline fills that gap. It creates an internal framework that does not require constant emotional reinforcement. By establishing disciplined routines, you ensure that progress continues even when motivation is absent. This is why the most successful people often look like they work effortlessly. They have built a disciplined approach that sustains their actions regardless of mood or circumstance. Discipline also builds resilience. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are inevitable. If you depend on motivation alone, it is easy to quit when things get hard, when results are delayed, or when obstacles appear. Discipline teaches you to keep going even in adversity. It strengthens the mind to persist through discomfort, failure, and uncertainty. The ability to continue working toward a goal when motivation is low is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who give up prematurely. Another crucial aspect of discipline is consistency. Motivation may inspire bursts of effort, but without consistent action, progress remains uneven and unreliable. Discipline creates steady forward movement, whether it is studying, training, practicing a skill, or building a business. The disciplined person shows up every day. Small, consistent efforts compound over time into significant results. Discipline transforms intention into action and action into outcomes. While motivation alone cannot maintain that chain, discipline also fosters independence and self-reliance. Motivated individuals often wait for external stimuli, words of encouragement, recognition, or favorable circumstances to act. They develop internal standards and adhere to them, regardless of outside influence. This self-reliance builds confidence because you learn to trust your own ability to show up, work, and persist without needing validation from others. Importantly, discipline also provides clarity and focus. Motivation can be scattered, energized by every new idea or trend. Discipline channels effort into specific goals and priorities. It creates a roadmap that guides daily decisions, ensuring that your energy is directed toward meaningful actions that produce real results. The discipline approach reduces wasted time, distraction, and indecision, allowing you to consistently move closer to your objectives. Ultimately, while motivation is helpful as a spark, discipline is the fuel that sustains progress. It ensures that your efforts continue through highs and lows, setbacks and challenges. Discipline turns vision into reality, intention into habit, and effort into achievement. Without it, motivation alone is insufficient. It burns brightly but briefly and fades before real transformation occurs. With discipline, progress becomes inevitable because your actions are no longer subject to fleeting feelings. They are intentional, consistent, and unstoppable. Those who understand this distinction rise above the majority who wait for inspiration to act. They understand that success is not about feeling motivated every day, but about committing to disciplined effort every day. Motivation may start the journey, but discipline ensures you finish it. This is why discipline is more powerful than motivation. It creates results that motivation alone could never sustain. Sacrifice is worth one of the most misunderstood aspects of success. Many people hear about discipline and think it's just about working hard or sticking to a routine. But discipline requires sacrifice, saying no to what feels good today in order to achieve something far greater tomorrow. It is the willingness to give up temporary comfort for long-term gain, to push past distractions, and to prioritize what truly matters even when it is uncomfortable. Without sacrifice, discipline cannot exist because true discipline is not effortless. It demands deliberate choice and consistent action. Every goal worth achieving requires giving up certain pleasure. People who procrastinate or chase immediate gratification often do so because they are unwilling to make small sacrifices daily. They want the reward without the work, the win without the struggle. But life doesn't operate that way. You can enjoy short-term pleasures, but they often come at the cost of your long-term vision. Discipline forces you to prioritize what matters most over what feels easy or enjoyable in the moment. This is where sacrifice becomes necessary. Choosing a workout over the couch, choosing study over entertainment, choosing preparation over instant leisure. Sacrifice is not just about tangible action. It also requires mental focus. It means resisting temptation, saying no to distraction, and maintaining self-control. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, entertainment, and convenience are constantly vying for your attention. Without sacrifice, your energy is scattered and your goals remain out of reach. Discipline teaches you to recognize these distractions and willingly give them up, understanding that every choice you make either builds toward your success or pulls you further from it. Discipline and sacrifice are closely linked because one cannot exist without the other. Sacrifice is the test of discipline. It is easy to follow a routine when it is comfortable, when you feel motivated, or when results are obvious. The real challenge comes when you are tired, when life is inconvenient, when the reward is distant. That is when sacrifice matters most. Choosing the harder path, staying committed despite discomfort, and keeping your focus on long-term success is what separates winners from those who give up. Sacrifice also builds character. It teaches patience, resilience, and responsibility. By consistently choosing long-term goals over immediate gratification, you develop the strength to handle adversity and the mindset to stay committed under pressure. Each sacrifice reinforces your priorities, clarifies your values, and strengthens your ability to resist impulses that do not serve your future. Over time, these choices become habits, and those habits form the foundation of a disciplined, purpose-driven life. Importantly, sacrifice is not permanent suffering. It is intentional choice. It does not mean you abandon joy, but rather that you postpone certain comforts to achieve something greater. It is a conscious decision to prioritize growth, mastery, and achievement over convenience and ease. People who embrace this mindset understand that the discomfort of sacrifice is temporary, but the rewards of discipline are lasting. Another critical aspect of sacrifice is vision. Without a clear goal, giving up temporary pleasures feels meaningless. Discipline paired with a compelling vision allows you to see beyond the immediate difficulty and focus on the bigger picture. Sacrifice becomes meaningful because it is tied to a purpose that is more important than fleeting comfort. The ability to endure temporary challenges for a larger gain is what defines high achievers in every field. Finally, sacrifice and discipline is cumulative. Each day, you choose focus over distraction. Each decision to stay committed over convenience adds up. Over months and years, these small sacrifices compound into extraordinary results. The discipline you build through sacrifice shapes not only your achievements, but also your character, your habits, and your mind. In essence, discipline demands sacrifice because growth and success are not easy. Every accomplishment requires giving up something in the present for something greater in the future. Without sacrifice, discipline is weak and inconsistent. With sacrifice, discipline becomes a powerful tool that transforms effort into mastery, goals into reality, and dreams into achievement. Those who understand this truth rise above the majority who prioritize temporary pleasure over long-term success, and they achieve outcomes that others only dream about. Discipline is not just about following rules or completing tasks. It is also about gaining control over your life. Many people live reactively, letting circumstances, emotions, and external pressures dictate their choices. They respond to what feels convenient or comfortable rather than acting intentionally toward their goals. Discipline changes that dynamic. It gives you control over your decisions, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. By committing to disciplined habits, you no longer allow life to happen to you. When you are disciplined, you begin to manage your time, energy, and focus more effectively. Every decision is intentional rather than impulsive. Instead of wasting hours on distractions or procrastination, you direct your energy toward activities that bring long-term value. This sense of control reduces stress and uncertainty because you know that your progress is the result of your own consistent effort, not luck or external conditions. By being deliberate with your actions, you gain freedom from chaos and confusion, and you start shaping the outcomes you desire. Discipline also allows you to resist temptations that interfere with your growth. Life is full of distractions. Social media, entertainment, indulgence, and convenience all compete for your attention. Without discipline, these distractions dominate, leading to wasted time and unfulfilled potential. A disciplined person recognizes that giving in to temporary pleasures comes at a cost and chooses actions that align with long-term objectives. This self-control creates freedom because it allows you to avoid the regrets and setbacks that result from impulsive behavior. Another critical aspect of discipline is emotional control. People often make poor decisions when their emotions dictate their actions. Anger, fear, excitement, or frustration can lead to choices that undermine progress. Discipline trains the mind to stay calm and focused, even in high-pressure situations. By mastering emotional responses, you are able to act rationally, make better decisions, and maintain steady progress toward your goals. This emotional freedom reduces anxiety and builds confidence because you are no longer controlled by circumstances beyond your control. Discipline also creates financial and personal freedom over time. Consistent effort, smart planning, and controlled habits often lead to improved skills, better career opportunities, and wiser financial decisions. Those who are disciplined are able to invest in their future, build assets, and maintain stability in their lives. By controlling immediate impulses, they can prioritize long-term benefits and enjoy the rewards that come from thoughtful, consistent action. It is practical, impacting every area of life from health to wealth to relationships. Furthermore, discipline empowers you to set boundaries. When you are in control of your actions, you can decide who and what deserves your time and energy. You stop allowing negative influences or toxic relationships to drain your focus and instead protect the priorities that matter most. This ability to choose carefully creates freedom from external pressures and enables you to dedicate your resources to goals that align with your purpose. Control gained through discipline also strengthens resilience. When challenges arise, disciplined individuals respond strategically rather than panicking or giving up. They are prepared because their habits have created a stable foundation for progress. Life's difficulties no longer feel insurmountable because discipline equips them with the tools to manage obstacles effectively. In this way, Discipline not only gives you control over your present, but also prepares you to navigate uncertainty with confidence. Ultimately, discipline transforms freedom from a distant concept into a reality. The more disciplined you are, the more you shape your life intentionally, rather than letting it be shaped by external forces. Your choices, actions, and habits become aligned with your goals, and you gain the power to achieve what might have once seemed impossible. Discipline allows you to control your environment, your decisions, and yourself, creating a life that is purposeful, structured, and rewarding. In this sense, the true power of discipline is not only in what it allows you to achieve, but in the freedom, clarity, and control it provides over every aspect of your life. Discipline is one of the most reliable ways to build trust in yourself. When you consistently follow through on the commitments you make to yourself, you demonstrate that you can rely on your own word. This self-trust becomes the foundation for confidence, resilience, and personal growth. Without discipline, your promises to yourself remain empty, and you begin to doubt your own abilities. Over time, this lack of trust undermines your confidence and can leave you hesitant to pursue meaningful goals. True self-belief is not something that happens overnight. It is built daily through consistent, disciplined actions. Every small commitment you honor reinforces your sense of reliability. Waking up early to work on a goal, completing a task even when you don't feel like it, or maintaining healthy habits consistently all contribute to your self-trust. Each time you follow through, you prove to yourself that you are capable of discipline. And this internal validation is far stronger than any external approval. When you know you can count on yourself, you are more willing to take risks, face challenges, and step outside of your comfort zone because you trust that your effort will be enough to carry you through. Discipline also protects your confidence from external fluctuations. Confidence based on praise, recognition, or comparison is fragile. It disappears when someone else succeeds, when a failure occurs, or when validation is lacking. Discipline, however, builds confidence rooted in your own actions. When your self-trust is grounded in disciplined behavior, you no longer need constant reassurance from others. You have a reliable standard that measures your worth and your potential. This internal foundation allows you to remain steady and composed even in the face of criticism, setbacks, or challenges. Self-trust gained through discipline also makes decision-making easier and more effective. When you know that you are capable of following through, you can make choices with confidence and clarity. You no longer hesitate or second-guess yourself because your actions have consistently proven your reliability. This decisiveness is crucial for success because hesitation can delay progress and waste energy. Discipline provides a framework for action, giving you the confidence to act boldly and purposefully. Another important aspect is that discipline strengthens resilience. Life is unpredictable, and obstacles are inevitable. Without self-trust, setbacks can feel devastating because they shake your belief in yourself. But when you have built discipline, you know that temporary failures do not define you. You trust your ability to recover, learn, and continue moving forward. This resilience allows you to approach challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as threats to your competence or self-worth. Discipline also impacts relationships and how others perceive you. People naturally respect those who demonstrate reliability and consistency. When you can rely on yourself, you are better equipped to honor commitments to others, maintain integrity, and lead by example. Self-trust cultivated through discipline therefore strengthens your influence and ability to inspire those around you. Others notice when your actions consistently align with your words, and that consistency earns credibility and respect. Furthermore, discipline helps maintain focus on long-term goals. Building self-trust requires patience, persistence, and the ability to delay gratification. Each disciplined choice reinforces the belief that you can achieve what you set out to do. This mindset reduces the temptation to give up when progress is slow or when immediate rewards are not apparent. The confidence that comes from disciplined self-trust allows you to stay committed, maintain consistency, and continue striving toward your vision despite obstacles. In essence, discipline transforms the way you perceive yourself. It turns vague aspirations into achievable goals, uncertainty into confidence, and hesitation into action. By consistently following through on your commitments, you strengthen your self-trust, which becomes a cornerstone of resilience, confidence, and success. The person who is disciplined trusts themselves, acts decisively, and continues moving forward regardless of challenges. Self-trust is not just a byproduct of discipline. It is one of its greatest rewards, and it empowers you to take control of your life, your choices, and your destiny. Discipline is one of the most reliable ways to build trust in yourself. When you consistently follow through on the commitments you make to yourself, you demonstrate that you can rely on your own word. This self-trust becomes the foundation for confidence, resilience, and personal growth. Without discipline, your promises to yourself remain empty, and you begin to doubt your own abilities. Over time, this lack of trust undermines your confidence and can leave you hesitant to pursue meaningful goals. True self-belief is not something that happens overnight. It is built daily through consistent, disciplined actions. Every small commitment you honor reinforces your sense of reliability. Waking up early to work on a goal, completing a task even when you don't feel like it, or maintaining healthy habits consistently all contribute to your self-trust. Each time you follow through, you prove to yourself that you are capable of discipline. And this internal validation is far stronger than any external approval. When you know you can count on yourself, you are more willing to take risks, face challenges, and step outside of your comfort zone, because you trust that your effort will be enough to carry you through. Discipline also protects your confidence from external fluctuations. Confidence based on praise, recognition, or comparison is fragile. It disappears when someone else succeeds, when a failure occurs, or when validation is lacking. Discipline, however, builds confidence rooted in your own action. When your self-trust is grounded in disciplined behavior, you no longer need constant reassurance from others. You have a reliable standard that measures your worth and your potential. This internal foundation allows you to remain steady and composed, even in the face of criticism, setbacks, or challenges. Self-trust gained through discipline also makes decision-making easier and more effective. When you know that you are capable of following through, you can make choices with confidence and clarity. You no longer hesitate or second-guess yourself because your actions have consistently proven your reliability. This decisiveness is crucial for success because hesitation can delay progress and waste energy. Discipline provides a framework for action, giving you the confidence to act boldly and purposefully. Another important aspect is that discipline strengthens resilience. Life is unpredictable, and obstacles are inevitable. Without self-trust, setbacks can feel devastating because they shake your belief in yourself. But when you have built discipline, you know that temporary failures do not define you. This resilience allows you to approach challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as threats to your competence or self-worth. Discipline also impacts relationships and how others perceive you. People naturally respect those who demonstrate reliability and consistency. When you can rely on yourself, you are better equipped to honor commitments to others, maintain integrity, and lead by example. Self-trust cultivated through discipline therefore strengthens your influence and ability to inspire those around you. Others notice when your actions consistently align with your words, and that consistency earns credibility and respect. Furthermore, discipline helps maintain focus on long-term goals. Building self-trust requires patience, persistence, and the ability to delay gratification. Each disciplined choice reinforces the belief that you can achieve what you set out to do. This mindset reduces the temptation to give up when progress is slow or when immediate rewards are not apparent. The confidence that comes from disciplined self-trust allows you to stay committed, maintain consistency, and continue striving toward your vision despite obstacles. In essence, discipline transforms the way you perceive yourself. It turns vague aspirations into achievable goals, uncertainty into confidence, and hesitation into action. By consistently following through on your commitments, you strengthen your self-trust, which becomes a cornerstone of resilience, confidence, and success. The person who is disciplined trusts themselves, acts decisively, and continues moving forward regardless of challenges. Self-trust is not just a byproduct of discipline. It is one of its greatest rewards, and it empowers you to take control of your life, your choices, and your destiny. Consistency is the ultimate measure of discipline, and it is the force that turns effort into results. Many people start strong, full of energy and excitement, but they fade over time because they rely on bursts of motivation rather than steady commitment. True success does not come from occasional action or sporadic effort. It comes from showing up day after day, even when the results are not immediately visible. Consistency is what allows small, repeated actions to compound over time into extraordinary outcomes, and discipline is the tool that makes that consistency possible. Every achievement, no matter how impressive, is the result of consistent effort. A writer becomes a best-selling author not because of a single inspired session, but because they write every day, pushing through moments of doubt and fatigue. An athlete does not win championships from occasional training sessions, but from persistent practice, repetition, and improvement. Even the most talented people fail without consistency, because talent alone cannot replace the power of repeated, disciplined action. It is the person who shows up again and again who eventually outpaces everyone else. Consistency also builds momentum. When you take action daily, your efforts feed into each other. Every completed task strengthens habits. Every small success reinforces confidence. And every disciplined choice makes the next one easier. Momentum is not magical. It is the natural result of disciplined, repeated effort. Conversely, inconsistency leads to stagnation. Skipping days, avoiding challenges, or relying on fleeting motivation breaks the chain of progress and makes achieving goals far more difficult. Discipline ensures that momentum continues even when motivation wanes or obstacles appear. Another critical aspect of consistency is trust, both in yourself and in the process. When you commit to daily effort, you develop confidence that your actions will eventually yield results. This trust allows you to stay patient, knowing that success is not instantaneous but inevitable if you continue to act. Inconsistent effort breeds doubt, frustration, and impatience because progress is irregular and unpredictable. Consistent discipline, however, transforms work into a dependable process where results are a matter of time and persistence rather than chance. Consistency also differentiates winners from everyone else because it compounds effort into mastery. Skills are not learned in a day. Habits are not formed instantly, and results are not achieved overnight. The small disciplined actions repeated over months and years gradually build expertise, resilience, and capability. This compounding effect is invisible at first, which is why many people quit too soon. The disciplined person, however, understands that what looks small today is building the foundation for extraordinary success tomorrow. Each day's effort is an investment in the future, and consistency is the engine that ensures the investment grows. Consistency does not mean perfection. There will be setbacks, distractions, and days when you fall short. What matters is returning to the routine, recommitting to your goals, and continuing to act despite challenges. Discipline teaches the mind to stay on track, to persist even when circumstances are not ideal, and to remain focused on long-term objectives rather than temporary setbacks. The person who maintains this mindset gradually becomes unstoppable because their actions are no longer dependent on external conditions or fleeting feelings. They are rooted in habit, commitment, and self-trust. Ultimately, consistency makes success inevitable. When your actions are disciplined and repeated over time, the results are not a matter of luck. They are a certainty. Winners are not those who act occasionally or wait for motivation. Winners are those who persist, who show up every day, who trust the process, and who remain committed regardless of challenge. Consistency turns effort into results, discipline into mastery, and vision into reality. And listen here, ladies and gentlemen, this is where most people stop, but not you, not today. I want you to leave here and make a promise to yourself. Stand up. Commit to showing up every single day. Push through when it's hard. Grind when nobody's watching. And do the work even when you don't feel like it. Because when you do that, success doesn't have a choice. It has to follow you. You hear me? It has to follow you. And one day, you're going to look back and say, I did it. I stayed consistent. I stayed disciplined. I won. So go out there, make the sacrifice, embrace the grind, and stay consistent. Show the world that you are unstoppable, because discipline plus consistency is a force no one can resist. And remember this, if you are willing to do the work every day, to stay committed no matter what, nothing can stop you. Nothing. You got this.